I still remember the exact second my son's face shattered. Thanksgiving dinner. The clink of forks against plates stops. My father leans back, wine glass in hand, eyes locked on my 16-year-old boy across the table, and says, loud enough for every relative to hear. You're 16 and you still don't have a real job. Your cousin's already pulling in 6 figures. What's your excuse? The air sucked out of the room. My son's cheeks burned crimson, not embarrassment, something deeper, like shame injected straight into his veins. I felt it in my own chest, a hot, twisting knife I'd carried for years finally turning. I stood up slowly. The chair legs screamed against the hardwood. You're right, I said, voice low, steady. He has learned exactly what hard work means. Unlike certain people who've spent the last 8 years living off my $4,500 a month, money that, as of tonight, stops. Silence. Thick, electric. And that shiny Tesla parked out front like a trophy. It's in my name. Loan, title, insurance, all mine. I'm taking it back tomorrow morning. My name is Ethan Caldwell. I'm 42. And for most of my life, I let love be a one-way transaction. Growing up, my father, Victor, was the son everyone orbited. Charismatic, loud laugh, always the center of every story. But money? Money was his shadow. He'd charm clients all day, then come home and the house felt like it was holding its breath. My mother, Claire, was the quiet gravity that kept us from flying apart. Hospital receptionist. Double shifts. She paid the electric bill while he bought golf clubs he never used. I was the fixer. The kid who apologized before anyone was mad. My younger sister, Lauren, was the star, laughing, fearless, forgiven instantly. When she crashed the family car at 18, Dad bought her ice cream and said, "We all make mistakes, princess." When I, at 15, accidentally left the garage light on for 2 days and ran up a $47 bill, he docked my allowance for 6 months and called me wasteful in front of company. I learned early, love had conditions, and I never quite met them. There was this one night, me, 13, begging for $65 to join the science club because I wanted to build a solar-powered model car. Dad didn't even pause the TV. You're smart enough to figure it out without handouts. I did. I mowed lawns for 3 months in the blistering heat to pay for it myself. Mom would press crumpled 20s into my palm when he wasn't looking, her eyes saying sorry in silence. My aunt, Eleanor, Dad's older sister, was the only one who ever called it what it was. She never had kids, never softened her edges. One afternoon when I was 18 and Dad tried to borrow my college savings for a new boat trailer, she drove me to a coffee shop, ordered black coffee, and wrote on a napkin in her sharp handwriting. Unconditional love doesn't come with monthly installments. She looked me in the eye. Start documenting, Ethan. The second you stop paying, their memory rewrites history. I thought she was cynical. She was prophetic. I became a financial analyst because numbers don't guilt trip you. I built walls, good credit, emergency fund, no leaks. Then life cracked them open. Divorce. Custody shared with my ex raising my son, Liam, alone on one income while child support bled me. I kept going. When Mom got diagnosed, everything shifted. Dad's calls started small. Just help with the copay this once. Then bigger. Mortgage arrears. Utility shut-off notices. I wired $2,800 a month at first, mortgage, taxes, her meds. I told myself it was temporary. Mom died 2 years later. The transfers didn't. Dad treated the money like inheritance. When I hinted at stopping, he dropped the same line, "Your mother would be heartbroken if she knew you left me like this." The guilt was a hook he'd perfected. Then came the Tesla. He showed up at my apartment with brochures, grinning like a kid. Electric. Practically free to run. Smart investment, son. He'd already driven it. Already chosen midnight blue. Already told the dealer his son would co-sign. I was tired. Liam was 14, school was hard, I was juggling contracts. So I said yes, but smart. My name on the loan. My insurance. Title locked in my safe. He'd pay me back $800 monthly from the family stipend. He never did. Meanwhile, Liam watched everything. He never complained. Never asked for new sneakers or games. But when our apartment AC died in a heat wave and the landlord ghosted us for weeks, Liam started disappearing after school. I thought he was at friends. One evening he walked in, sweaty, handed me $140 in crumpled bills, and said quietly, "For the power bill." 3 jobs at 14. Grocery stocker. Weekend barista. Lawn care for elderly neighbors. Cash tip stuffed in a sock drawer for emergencies. When I tried to refuse, he looked at me with those 2 old eyes and said, "We're in this together, Dad." I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. Instead I hugged him and promised it wouldn't always be like this. Every month, though, Dad's transfer hit like clockwork. No questions about his grandson. No offers to help. Just casual texts. Property tax went up again. Thanksgiving arrived like a storm we pretended wasn't coming. We showed up with what we could afford: my casserole, Liam's homemade rolls he'd baked during a slow shift. The Tesla gleamed in the driveway, waxed to a mirror. Dinner started polite. Then Lauren started in on her son, Tyler, 17, some crypto side hustle supposedly printing money. Dad latched on. He turned to Liam. "So, still juggling those little jobs?" Liam shrugged. "School and work, yeah." Dad laughed, sharp, cutting. 3 part-time gigs and nothing to show for it. Tyler's already making 6 figures. You're 16. Time to step up. Liam's face went scarlet. The table froze. Something inside me broke clean in half. I rose. "You're absolutely right." Dad smirked. "Liam has learned what real work looks like." I continued, voice calm, lethal. "Unlike people who've spent 8 years taking $4,500 of my money every month, money that ends tonight." Dad's fork clattered. "That house you host in? Paid by me. That car you're so proud of? Financed in my name. I'm repossessing it tomorrow." The room imploded in whispers. Dad tried to recover. "After all I've done." "Done?" I cut in. "You mean guilting me while you upgraded your life?" Lauren gasped. "Ethan, it's Thanksgiving. My son worked a shift this morning, baked bread so we wouldn't spend extra, and you humiliated him in front of everyone. While you sit on my dime." Dad's face modeled. "Your mother. Don't." I held up a hand. "Don't use her name to manipulate me ever again." I looked at Liam. "Grab your jacket." He hesitated, still waiting for permission to be angry. I softened. "We're leaving, bud. It's okay." Aunt Eleanor, silent until now, slid a slim folder across the table. Bank records. Transfer history. Tesla docs. "He's got proof," she said evenly. 8 years of family support, that was just extraction. Dad's voice cracked. "Ethan, sit down. You're embarrassing the family." I met his eyes. "You embarrassed my son. That's the line." We walked out. The door closed behind us like a vault ceiling. In the car, Liam stared ahead, voice tiny. "I didn't mean to cause this." I pulled over. Engine off. "You didn't cause anything. You carried too much for too long. I'm the one who let it happen." He wiped his eyes fast. "I just didn't want you worried." I gripped the wheel to stop shaking. "I'm proud of you. And I'm sorry it took me so long to protect you." The next day I stopped the transfer. Removed him from the insurance. Hired a lawyer, not for war, for armor. The lawyer's words were simple: gifts can end. No contract, no obligation. Dad's voicemails cycled: rage, tears, mom's ghost. I didn't answer. When I arrived with Eleanor and a mechanic friend to retrieve the car, Dad stood on the porch. Arms crossed. "You'd really do this to your own father?" I held up the fob. "I did this for my son." He watched us drive away in the car he thought was his. No scene. Just silence. I've lost a father, maybe a sister. But I got something back, the look in Liam's eyes when he realized he didn't have to carry the world anymore. Sometimes boundaries feel like betrayal. Until you realize staying silent was the real betrayal. If someone shamed your child while living off your sacrifice, would you keep the peace? Or would you finally say enough? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. And if you've ever been the family's silent bank, hit that like. You're not alone.